Welcome to the future. We are live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch today, guys. Happy Friday. I'm thrilled to be here. You know why? Because I feel a little healthier today. I really do. And today, what are we going to be talking about? We're going to do some AMA, Ask Me Anything, and we might do some Photoshop work to kind of cap off the week. We had Mr. James Levy and Jonah Loeb doing some Photoshop work. So I thought, there were a lot of questions about asset library and maybe even the way we cut things out or the spot healing brush. We can get into that, or we can talk about whatever you want. But before we do that, I want to say hello to the Dream Team. How you guys doing today?
Chris, I love your energy today.
Yeah, me too.
It's just great.
I'm super chill, you guys. I told myself, calm the F down, and here I am.
Yeah.
I'm calmed down, but my energy is up.
Yeah,
you know why? It's Star Wars, baby. Look at this shirt.
Man.
It says, I am a force for change. I got this from the amazing Cheryl Stevens. She gave me this shirt, so I thought I'd wear it in honor of Star Wars opening weekend, you guys. I'm really looking forward to that. And I am so happy to see all three of you guys back.
We're so happy to see you, Chris. You're looking great. But we need to just fix your head for a second.
Molly's saying it looks bad. I think it looks good.
Oh,
my head?
I was a little cut off, I thought.
I can fix it. I'll fix it.
Okay, wait, Aaron, before we fix it, stand up for a little bit. Show me, are you rocking new pants, dude?
Oh.
Hold on. Give me a little action. Spin around. Spin around, baby. Let me see what you got. Oh, you can't walk off and leave me like that. Hold on. Give me a couple hip gyrations, Aaron. Give me a couple living La Vida Loca. Okay, that's good enough. All right. Now you guys are ruined for life. Aaron, come in and uncut my head, please. Uncut me.
In the meantime.
Now, Molly.
Yes.
I didn't see you last night at the Art Center grad show.
I know. I was here working late on...
Oh, shut the front door.
I'm serious.
What was it, 7:01 p.m.? I saw the posting.
It was 7:30 we posted it.
You guys are so spoiled. 7:30. Poor Molly's working late.
Hey, I'm just saying I was here busy and then I was stuck in 2 hours of traffic.
Yeah, that's true.
It was hard for me to get there.
Pretty hellacious traffic.
Yes,
I left
it was.
around, what time did I leave? Around 3 or 2:30. I was in that traffic for about an hour and a half myself, so I totally understand. Now,
How was it?
well, we'll talk about that in a little bit. But before we do that, I think we need to roll the titles. Roll it! All right, welcome back. I guess we all made it back, guys. I don't know why. I'm just feeling very jovial today. I really am. Maybe it's because there's this awesome mic, the Hail mic, and everybody's wondering, is my voice bassier than it normally is? Is that a word, bassier?
It is now.
All right,
Sounds like a word.
Sounds like a word.
Seems
Okay.
legit.
Now, I just want to say this, guys. If you guys have a question on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, whatever you want to talk to me about, hit us up. Molly will be monitoring this, guys. You can ask me anything. Last time we did this, we did it late at night, and you guys came out with some really crazy questions, and we got into some vulnerable moments.
Ooh, we
dare
did.
I say?
They were good.
Right? And if
Juicy.
we don't have anything to talk about, I think I might even do some Photoshop work for you guys.
Let's see the Photoshop.
Should we start that?
Yeah, I want to see Photoshop before we got into anything.
Well, I thought it was banter for a bit.
It was kind of a nice little banter. Aaron wants the small talk.
Yeah, I had a question. I think
Go
Molly
ahead.
was asking you the other day. It's like,
Yes.
at what point in your life did you know that you were right about everything?
Oh, yes.
When did that
That was
happen?
a great question I had
Oh
for
my
you.
gosh. Okay, you guys.
Oh, God.
You're going to put me on a spot like that, huh? We did not rehearse this beforehand. You weasels. Molly?
Yeah?
I told myself be nice to you today.
Whoa.
And you fire with that question
that
right
came
from the
from
start.
Aaron. I asked you that off air, but, he brought it up right now.
When did I know I was right about it?
Yeah. When in your
Well-
life did you figure that out?
Let me think about that.
All right, we can come back. You don't have to answer right now, Take
Okay, you know what? I'm going to fire back, guys. I'm going to fire back. So I have this deck of cards. It's called the Big Talk question card game. And I'd like to ask you guys a question. You guys ready? Here's the deck, right? It looks like this.
It's a big deck.
It says Make Big Talk. It's really a short, compact deck. So I'm going to shuffle it up, you guys.
I'm ready.
Here we go. Who wants the first question?
Me.
All right, good. Very brave, Molly, like a true soldier that you are. Here it
yes.
goes. This is live, guys. Here we go. What has been your favorite age so far and why?
Ooh.
Take a minute to think about it.
Okay.
I'll read it again. What has been your favorite age so far and why?
That's a good question.
Boom.
Give me a second.
You have many seconds.
Okay.
Let me put something on. Let me put some dark music. No, that's too dark, isn't it?
Very ominous.
Yeah, for the favorite time, this is the music you play?
I can do this instead.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
All right.
My favorite age
Yes.
is 26, which that's my age right now. And I would say that because I, finished school, I graduated, and I feel like I'm now a foot into my career, and I feel like I'm learning the most, and I am growing so much. So right now is my favorite age.
Beautiful.
Good
I just
answer.
have one question. What is a foot in your career?
Yeah.
That was-
I was
sorry.
going to say a
Like-
hand in her career.
No, I'm like a step forward into my
I love
career. That's what I'm trying to say.
The foot in the door.
You
kind of
know,
Yes.
thing.
that type of thing.
Hand
You're moving
on the
forward.
wheel.
Molly, you're moving forward towards your career goals.
Yes.
One
I
step
love that.
forward, 2 steps back.
I love that. Thank you for that answer. Amazing job. I wish we had our applause track, which we lost in the transition, but I'm sure Aaron will put that back for us. Now, next question is for Aaron. And then after that, Erica, you're on deck. Here we go. Boom.
Okay.
Next question. What advice would you ask for from your greatest hero? What advice would you ask for from your greatest hero? You don't have to tell us who your favorite hero is, just in case you're looking at him. But what advice would you ask for? I'm just saying.
Oh my
What
God.
advice would
We're in
I
that kind
ask
of mode
for?
today, you guys. And for Aaron, I'm going to give him a little bit of this.
Oh, man, that's a tough question, man. Let me think.
That's why this is called Make Big Talk.
I mean, my instincts are to say one thing, but then I probably should think about it more before I say it.
That's right. You can have some time to think about it.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, time's up.
Okay.
What do you got? Anything?
Yeah, what's your advice on moving up in the world and staying cool and chill and happy?
Oh, that's a great question. So what's your advice on staying cool, chill, and happy? Now, Aaron, I have to ask this question. Aren't you cool, chill, and happy right now?
Yeah, but the part one of the question was move up, move forward, bigger things, more money.
Oh, this is one of those compounded questions that you would ask. It's like you rub the magic lamp, you ask for 4 wishes.
Sounded like one question to me. I don't know.
How do you move up? That's your question?
Yeah.
Okay.
While staying cool, chill, and happy.
Well, let's just focus on the moving
the
up.
first. How do you move up?
How do you move up?
Do you feel like you're not moving up right now? Have you hit some kind of plateau?
I feel like I'm at a plateau a bit.
Really?
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Why? Why is that interesting?
I don't know. I'm just saying it's interesting.
Oh, okay.
Because I feel like there's so much room for growth. I feel like I have tremendous room for growth. And you're still a pretty young dude,
Yeah.
relatively speaking.
Yeah.
And
More or
so
less.
there's so much to learn. So much to learn. But it's interesting that that's the question you want help with. So we're not going to answer that, but it was just mostly about your response to these questions.
Okay.
Cool.
Because it's revealing about who you are in your mindset. Some people are already saying, great stream already. We just started and we haven't done a single thing. I love that, you guys. Now, I just want to let you guys know, it is 12:30 Pacific Standard Time here in Santa Monica. It is hotter than heck outside. It's probably like 85 degrees or something like that, right, Molly?
Is it?
It's warm.
Oh.
Oh my gosh, it was warm.
It was cold this morning.
Like I wore a jacket, but I had to take that jacket off. Okay.
Should we tell them about some of our goals today? Oh, we're going to keep playing.
Well, we have one more question,
Okay.
and then we can go into whatever it is we want to do today.
Okay.
All right. And you're right, Molly. You're totally right. Don't let me forget that because I already forgot it.
Okay.
I know exactly what you're talking about now.
By the way, there's a good question here. Maybe
Hold on.
later we could read it.
Wait,
Hold
we have
on.
one
Pin
more
that.
question?
Pin it.
I
Pin
just
it.
said maybe later we could read it. That's
Okay.
it.
Yes.
Everyone chill.
Make a note, Aaron. Make a note. Hold on to the dude's comment or the
Mental
gals.
note. Okay.
Erica, you ready?
Sure.
Okay. You look super ready.
Totally.
What is your number one priority today?
Today?
Yes. What is your number one priority today? Take a minute to think about that. What is your number one priority today?
Today is to come up with cool ideas for the animation that you have me working on.
I like that. So, just so that we don't tease our audience too much, what the heck is that secret project that Erica's working on? Stick around. We'll tell you after the break. Okay, let's keep going. We'll tell you more about this later, but that's how we like to keep people in suspense. Aaron,
Yes.
let's do your question. And then, before you do your question, Molly, tell us what our goal is for today.
Our goal is to get.
Wait.
Ooh,
Sorry.
what?
I just thought of a story.
Okay.
It's story time, you guys.
All right.
All right.
Let's keep them hanging.
All right, so here I am. I'm at Art Center. I just finished dropping in on Futur Accelerator's class, and I'm walking around the hallway, and I'm taking pictures of stuff. And then my phone is ringing. And I have a rule. If the phone rings and caller ID doesn't tell me who it is, I don't answer. And caller ID said, I don't know who this is. And I'm sitting there thinking, maybe it's Molly or somebody I need to talk to right now that for whatever reason why I don't have caller ID, so I answer it like a fool. And guess what? It was a sales call.
Oh.
It was a sales call. And I was going to be upset, except for it was from KPCC.
Ooh.
That's like our NPR, right?
Yeah.
That's who the affiliate station is here in Santa Monica. And I definitely want to contribute. And I think I let my membership lapse. So they're asking me for $150, but I was in the middle of shooting some B-roll for a vlog, and I'm trying to do this thing. So I tell the guy, hey, I'm going to save your breath. I'm going to renew my subscription for $150. Count on me to do it. I promise I will do it because I love the programming so much. He goes, thank you very much. I will call you back another time. And I'm thinking, I'm not going to even wait for him to call me another time. I got to go to the site and re-up.
Yeah.
It's important. And so that's why I wanted to tell that story, because today, Molly, what do we want people to do today?
We want to get 100 new members.
What we want is for you guys to help us out. And if you love the programming, and so many people do say this, like, I can't thank you enough. I have an idea on how you can thank me or thank us. Become a sustaining member. And now a lot of you guys don't know this, but this is all self-funded. And the only way we're able to do the kind of content that we're doing, and I think we're pretty unique in this space, guys.
Yeah.
We're pretty unique in that we're offering you guys pretty much everything we know, and most of it is for free or for as little money as possible. So what we want you guys to do is become a sustaining member and pledge to give us $5 a month for 12 months. You can cancel any time. There's no long-term obligation. Now, some people have gone beyond that and given us way more than that, and we appreciate that. So let's shoot for our goal today. It's 12:37. I want to try to get, let's say, 50 new members within the next half hour.
Ooh.
Can 50 people step up
Can
and
they?
make that commitment so that the people who can't afford to give $5 a month still get to see all this content? Because otherwise, what we have to do is put this behind a gate, and the gate is a paywall. And what I'm trying to do is tear walls down. Okay? So, Molly, can we cut to your screen and show people how they can donate? Where do they need to go?
Okay, I'm going.
What's the URL, please?
I'm looking for it.
It's at the top.
The sustaining member. Okay,
Go to.
go to.
Go ahead and copy that.
Okay. Academy.
Beautiful.
The
And it's
future.
academy.thefuture.com. And then you'll see this thing called sustaining member. It's at the bottom.
Not only that, we give a bunch of perks to our sustaining members.
Can you
as
show them what the
well.
perks are? And I don't want to motivate you guys by perks, but it's kind of also nice for us to give things away to you guys as well as just our token of saying thank you. So can you read some of those things? Go a little slower and read a few of those things, please.
Okay, hold on.
You just passed them. You're going the wrong direction now.
No, the frequently asked questions.
No, the perks. Like, what did we get?
Yeah, I need to go.
You're going the wrong direction, I think. Isn't it at the bottom?
Oh, it says, what do I get as a sustaining member? Recaps on content, easy access to all free released resources in one place. And there's more coming.
Okay, but
Doesn't sound like a lot of things.
Isn't it at the bottom where you just passed?
No, that was the.
Hold on.
This.
Isn't that's what you get?
No. This is
What is that?
That's what you get.
$5 per month or.
Oh, that's how you pay?
Yeah.
I see. So is there a way for us to show them what's behind the wall, Molly?
Let me log in.
Let me try to. Yeah.
So every time we do a live show and we recap with, Chris's deck or one of the decks that I make, we post it in the sustaining member portion of Academy. So you have clear access to our decks that we went through on the live show, which a lot of people ask for after the show. So that's one huge perk, I feel like.
Those are high quality decks made by Christo.
Yes.
So probably worth a lot of money.
Where is it? Here it is. Look at this. Okay, cut to my screen. So here are the resources. We're going to keep adding to this. So there's something called the focus worksheet for personal growth, the first meeting worksheet for sales, the pitch kit preview for sales, the personal branding worksheet for awareness, my resume template, it's all in there, the typography manual volume 1. A lot of people keep asking me, where do I go to find your approved and sanctioned, officially verified typeface list? It's right there, plus the 10 rules. It's a PDF. You guys check it out. And then there are live stream decks, and we're going to keep adding more. And I think over the holiday, I'm going to just upload a bunch there. So we have the Behance critique, the Matthias Omotola, the notes from that show. And that was an amazing episode with Matthias. And then in-house designer, rethinking the client dynamic. And there's a bunch of others that I'm going to be adding over the holiday break. I'm a little delinquent there, you guys, but we're going to keep uploading. And Molly, today, right now, in a little bit, we're going to give you guys a phone number.
Yes, we are.
And if you're a sustaining member, only if you're a sustaining member, you guys can call and we'll determine a caller number. And we're going to give away some things. Let me show you guys what you're going to get.
Let's see it.
My bookshelf here. All right. I have on my bookshelf 3 books.
3 random books.
3 not random books at all. These are not random books. These books I think you guys are going to get a lot of value from. And you guys can pick if you are able to make it through. We have the Win Without Pitching Manifesto, a favorite game-changing book of mine.
Personal
I love it.
favorite of mine as well.
Personal favorite.
I know. I started
love
reading it too.
Really?
She read the cover, and that's it.
No, Chris,
All right.
when you told me to read, I was reading.
All right. Excellent. And then a new favorite of mine, and I've been listening to Jim Rohn. It's called The 7 Strategies for Wealth and Happiness. I'm going to be lecturing a lot from this book. And, the way I read is I highlight all these pages and I make notes from them, and then I start to lecture it. It's a great book. He's the foremost business philosopher from America, Jim Rohn. He has since passed away. You can also check out his material and content on YouTube if you just search for it. Jim Rohn, that's his name. And lastly, for all you design buffs, the ones that want to get better at hand lettering, I love this little book. It's from Victionary. It's called the Hand Style Lettering Book, and it's got some great examples. If you guys go on our Facebook page, I scanned or photographed a bunch of pages from here just to give you guys a preview. It's a wonderful book, and you guys can call in, win it, and then tell me what book you want, and then we'll order it for you and send it right to you. Now, I have some limitations, guys. In some countries, we can't ship the books to, so it's all dependent on Amazon. Okay, so I'll send it to you guys as a gift from me to you, just to say thank you.
Oh, Chris.
All right. So anybody that's kind of a new or sustaining member, we have to verify after the fact that's the case. But then you can call in on our burner phone, and we can do that. Okay. Now let's get into the questions.
Okay.
Aaron, you're up.
Oh, yeah.
So first of all, I rethought about the question you asked me, and what I really wanted to know is, how do you ask people for things? Any advice on asking for things you want? Hard things like, I want more money, or I want a better job, or go out with me. So you don't have to answer that. I just wanted to.
It's a good question.
Let's
talk about it.
Because I think you're good at that.
Okay. I think what you have to realize whenever you ask for something, there's an exchange. There's an exchange of something. And the easiest word I can think of is there's a value exchange. What do I give you? And what do you give me in exchange? And it has to feel like both parties get more than what they give. That's why people do deals, okay? So I always like to think about it from the point of view of the other person. What's in it for them? Because everybody comes to you and say, I want. And how do I know that? Because people message me 24 hours a day saying, I want this. Can you review my work? Can you look at my portfolio? Can you critique my business plan? They all just want something. Very few of them approach it to say, I'd like to give something to you. Can I help you do something? So you have to be able to look at it from that point of view before you ask for something, because the world is full of people who want something who don't want to give anything back. And that's not a great way to start a relationship. It really isn't. So if you want something, think about what's in it for the other person.
I see.
So then when you think about what's in it for the other person, you would approach it like asking.
Well, let's make this concrete then.
Okay.
Give me an example of a scenario. Let's do this real quick.
I got 2 good ones.
You do?
And you can pick.
And is it really
if
about
they're
Aaron?
too much? No, they're about a lot of people, I think.
I'm sure they are.
If they're too much, feel free to say, I don't want to talk about this too much for right now, okay?
Go ahead.
So option 1 is I want to start working less hours but still get paid the same amount. Another one would be...
Okay, so let's stop right there.
Okay.
We'll just stop right there. Okay, this is what you want.
Okay.
How do you make it beneficial for your employer?
Okay. Are you asking me, or is
I'm
this
asking
like
you.
to the general?
No, it's not rhetorical.
Everyone, feel free on the on the
Right,
internet.
right,
Feel free
right,
to
right.
chime in because
Hold
I
on.
can.
Let Aaron just drown in
I
his
feel like
own...
I'm drowning here a
No,
little.
no. We
right,
just
let's-
started. Hold on,
yeah.
hold on. Nobody bail Aaron out right now,
Okay.
or you're gonna feel the wrath of Doe. Let Aaron just kind of swim in it a little bit. Aaron, what's in it for the other person?
What's in it for the other person?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what about some combination of more efficiency? Like when you put a deadline on yourself, less time, you get more done because there's no idle time. I feel like time is scarce. I got to make it count. So it's going to kick my ass into action and I'm going to get more done.
Okay.
So more efficiency for you out of me.
So you're saying basically you're dragging your heels and not being very productive during the normal hours that you work.
I feel like this old way of 9 to 5 is so old. It doesn't force motivation out of employees. It just forces just you're here, so just be busy, look busy. Instead of if I'm kind of empowered as a person to, you got to get this, these are the things you need to get done. You get them done however you want to do it. You don't have to be here. Just make sure they're done. That sounds like more,
So what you're talking about is a result-based style of working as opposed to a time-based style of working, right?
Right.
So typically speaking, if you're not that kind of person already, like a really motivated person to deliver value and just exceed everybody's expectations of what you can do, knocking at the door and asking for that for the first time is not going to be a compelling reason. Because I can just imagine the boss saying, well, you kind of barely do enough work today. Now you're saying that you want to work less and you're special, you're a unicorn, and you're better than everybody else. And you're
Whoa,
also, well, hold
did
on.
I say that?
No.
Because I feel like there's a communication thing
hold
going on
on.
there.
You're also implying that everybody else that works here is also inefficient, but you're special and you deserve special treatment.
I'm
So-
saying they could be more efficient.
Well, everybody can be more of everything.
And this is my
So
strategy
how?
for making us.
So you have to kind of figure out that strategy. See? And you have to kind of think about it from the boss's point of view. Like, okay, now I've given Aaron the exception to the rule. What kind of ramifications does that happen? Let's say Lazy Joe walks up. I'm like, hey, how come Aaron gets to go home early? I'm going to go home early too. I'll be more efficient, boss. So you see, you create a whole bunch of problems and there's a ripple problem. And that's the perspective that a lot of people fail to see. Whether it's a client, your spouse, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, somebody else in your life, we kind of don't empathize with what they're going through. It seems very easy because your world is centered around you. And that's a problem. So that one's going to be a tough one to overcome. Let's not beat around the bush. There's no lie there, okay? So we're going to have to think about that. Now, always think about it, what's in it for them. If you present a case where there's more wins for them, they're not going to be able to say no. Make an offer, as they say in Godfather, an offer you can't refuse. Think about that. All right, let's move on. What else
Okay.
we got?
What was that one the guy asked? Did you write it down?
Yeah.
Go ahead,
My
Molly.
screen is frozen for some reason. Hold on, let me just double check what's going on here. There we go. I'm unfrozen.
Chris, this one's for you.
This one's from the internet.
What's
Okay.
been your biggest business/career mistake, and how did you overcome it?
My gosh, why do they always go for the jugular?
I don't know.
They always go for my greatest failure.
Okay, I got a. Why are you so great and good looking, and how did you get this way?
Or
Genetics.
Chris, how did you become
that better?
a person that's always right? How did you get
Yeah, you
that?
dodged that question,
Yeah.
by the way.
No, I didn't dodge it. You guys said I have time.
Okay.
Okay,
right.
You
time's
guys
up.
did say you have
Let's
time.
go.
I'm not dodging anything. Now Aaron wants to go from my jugular. When did I always know I was right? When did I know?
Yeah. Yeah. It's a great question.
Look, we're just joking around. I don't know I'm always right. I do act like a pompous a-hole sometimes and pretend like I'm always right. And luckily, as the boss, when I'm wrong, I'm still right. So that kind of works out in my favor.
It does.
Now, it just happens, and I want to answer this question because I think on our last stream, people are asking, do you meditate? I seem like I'm I got the tropes, right? Look, I got my beads, my Buddha beads. I'm sitting there counting away. I got the bald head, so I got the look already. I'm Asian, so maybe you might think I'm Tibetan or something like that. So my answer was I
No.
don't meditate. And I've never found a reason to meditate. My theory is this. Why do people meditate? Because they want to calm the voices in their head down. There's conflicting voices. Now, for a number of different circumstances that I cannot explain, I was fortunate enough to only have one voice in my head, my own. I'm not cursed with a nagging parent always cautioning me about not trusting strangers or going the safest route or taking too many risks that I don't need. I don't have any of that. I didn't have some kind of strange parental figure, coach, or mentor in my life who steered me the wrong way and I'm always second guessing myself. I don't have that. I just have a singular voice. So I don't need to expel the other voices. Number 2, usually when you meditate, it's to ground yourself and to be wholly present. And I exercise that on a daily basis, to be here right now, to know that I have no power to change the past nor the future, and I just must be here. And I think from an early age, I think probably as early as 7 or something like that, I started to examine my own thoughts and kind of quell those things to determine what was going to help me move forward in the world and what wasn't. So if something was going to hold me back, I'm not going to spend time and energy investing in that same idea, concept, or behavior. Mm-hmm. So having a clear mind, yes. Being present to the situation and knowing when I'm in power to do something, which is the only time is right now. I know it's ironic that we call this channel the future, but you have to just be wholly present to the moment. Mm-hmm. And I think that's why people mostly meditate. And lastly, the third reason is, I've hinted at this before, is you kind of want to reflect on your life and all that kind of stuff. You want to think about the things you think about. And I happen to do that all the time. The reason why I'm a little hyped today, even though I didn't get a lot of sleep, probably I'm running on 4.5 hours of sleep myself, was I made the classic mistake. I don't consume a lot of caffeine, so caffeine affects me profoundly. I had a little bit of tea last night before I drove home because I was feeling a little tired. It was around 11:30. So this morning, I woke up at 5 in the morning. It was still dark, and my brain was just running on overdrive. And this happens to me every single time I drink tea from a certain place. It's been cooking on an idea. It's been cooking on an idea, and I was like, I have a decision to make. I'm super tired right now. I either get up and write this thing down, or I'm going to toss and turn all night and just try to remember this thought. So I wrote about 8 pages of an intro for a new talk that I'm probably going to be giving in February. And I got it all down. So this morning, my wife comes into the room. I'm like, honey, let me just read to you. She's like, oh my God, you wrote all that this morning? Yeah, because I needed to expel those thoughts so I can clear up the rest of my mind. And that's why I'm still super hyped right now, because that caffeine is still feeding the brain. Plus, when you're around creative people, as I was last night at the grad show, and you see all the different displays and just people expressing themselves, there's something that's wonderfully addictive and life reaffirming. So that was what I was feeling, guys.
There is. I love going to that grad show.
Okay. So in conclusion, that's why I'm always right.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I kind of zoned out there for a minute. What were you talking about?
Where's my shotgun?
God.
I'm looking for it, and there it is. Aaron. There you go. That's one for you.
I wish I had one, man. I should get my own sound
effect.
effects.
Yeah, soundboard. Go get an
iPad. It's a good
iPad.
idea. Molly, make a note of that, please.
All right,
Thanks.
What is Molly, your secretary? Come on.
Wait, there's a lot more questions.
Wait, Chris, follow up.
Yes,
Are
ma'am.
you religious?
No, come on. That's a
I
stupid
just
question.
want to know.
I don't know. I don't want to talk about that.
Hold on. We cannot invalidate other people's questions, feelings, and thoughts, Aaron.
I just did.
Oh my God.
You just tried to. I'm going to shoot you again in a second here. All right. I'm going to answer this question. I was raised Catholic. I was pretty religious for much of my life. And right now, I think I'm like not religious anymore.
Okay. That was a question from the internet, but
Yeah, that's fine.
I was interested too.
Okay.
I want to know.
I have better questions.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, let's hear 'em.
So, okay. The one I thought of is, what, like an interview. Let's say I'm interviewing you
Okay.
and like a job or something, and I ask you, what's your biggest flaw? What would you
Oh,
say?
yeah.
My biggest flaw is I care too much about people.
My biggest flaw is I'm always right.
You can't even say that with a straight face.
My biggest flaw is I just work too much. I'm so productive.
See,
My biggest flaw is I'm so humble. No, I don't know. I
I hate
those
that
stupid
question
questions.
on interviews.
Yeah.
What is your biggest flaw?
So
a
that's
trick
your
question.
answer?
Why would I
I hate
tell
that
you?
question?
It's a trick question.
All right. Thank
It
you
is
very
a
much,
trick
Mr.
question.
Doe. We'll be in touch.
Yeah, don't call us. We'll call you.
Okay.
What is my biggest flaw? Okay, I'm
Are
going
you
to
going
ask
to
you
answer
guys.
it or
I'm
no?
going to answer
okay.
it. I have very high expectations of myself and therefore of other people. And it creates this anxiety within me. Like, why don't people move as fast as I want them to move? Why don't people think the way I think? Why don't people work as hard as I do? And therefore, my fuse gets short. And I'm not the most patient person. I'm also kind of a judging person. Even though I think everybody is allowed to be who they are, I kind of walk away and think, yeah, you're going to struggle through life with that attitude. Those are my flaws, right? I'm an opinionated person. I speak very directly, and some people read that as being, you're a cocky mofo. And they could be true. I don't know. I'm just going to tell you how it is. Next question.
Woo.
Okay,
All
so
right.
good. That was a good answer. I just want to write those down. Though.
Write them down.
That's not how you would answer that question, though, Aaron.
Thanks, Molly. I know.
Can we have
judgmental, short temper.
Molly,
All right.
do you have the ability to monitor how many people have become a sustaining member right now?
I can try.
Okay, people are
I
asking
think I
these
need-
Myers-Briggs thing again, and that's cool. That's an easy thing. Everybody go around the room. I am an INTJ, transitioning from an introvert to an extrovert, so a borderline ENTJ, whatever that means to you guys. You guys
I
go.
have no clue what you're saying.
What's your Myers-Briggs?
I'm an INTP.
Do you know what they're talking
I
about?
don't.
No.
I don't believe in
I
that
don't
stuff.
know. I read no books, and I have no concept about what you're talking about.
That is some old school stuff, man. That whole INTBS.
MBT.
You know what? It's easy to dismiss things that you don't understand.
Yes, it is.
That's a
That's
sign
true.
of ignorance.
This it is.
Dun,
I just
dun,
missed a lot.
dun.
I have another good question. This
All
one's
right.
for Molly. Why do designers always wear black?
I don't know the answer, but I know I wear black. It's just easy. You know,
It is
put
easy.
two things together, black on black, boom, you look so much better
I
than
see.
mixing colors together.
So if you start mixing colors and stuff, it gets really difficult because it's like, you know, for me, I mix colors. I don't know if it looks good or bad.
No, I mean mixing. There's a whole art to
I see.
it,
Okay.
style. You know,
Makes
but I
sense.
just like the way that black on black looks. So
Okay.
that's
Let me give
Good
you a little
answer.
bit more of a specific answer, okay? You guys ready? Why do designers wear black? Well, first of all, black is a very slimming color. White would be the opposite. So if you got a little, you ate a little extra carbs and pie over Thanksgiving, black is going to be a lot more slimming. And if you don't want to think too much about your wardrobe, neutral colors work best. And black just, you don't have to think. And you could wear the same clothes 10 days in a row. Nobody would even notice. So there are
Boom,
some
that's what I
functional
like
parts.
about the
Yeah.
black
Yeah.
on black.
Me too.
And there are stories about people who are very smart who don't want to spend any of their cognitive abilities thinking about what they wear. Steve Jobs, black mock turtleneck and blue
Yes,
jeans. Albert
Steve
Einstein,
Jobs.
the same outfit. Some other people, sweatshirts, and they just wear the same thing. One of my most favorite instructors from Art Center, Roland Young, wore a black sweatshirt and black sweatpants with white sneakers every single day you saw him. And you had no idea if he spent the night in those same clothes or not. And so it's about efficiency, but also, a lot of she designers like to just dress in black or black and white.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Next question, please.
I got another good one. Another guy. There's a guy here apparently for our newer viewers that it's the first time on the live show. Maybe first time joining the Future
Ever.
ecosystem,
First time in a
whatever.
long time. What's this question?
What's your channel about?
What's this channel about? That's an excellent question,
Top
Aaron.
line,
Aaron, sometimes you actually do bring out the good questions. Here we go. I'm not saying always. I'm saying just sometimes. What is this channel
Aaron,
about?
You're doing great
Thanks,
today.
Molly, Chris. You guys also are doing great.
Okay, before I answer this question, I just want to know if you guys know what this channel is about. Can anybody, and I don't mean all of you, just one of you, articulate what this channel is about?
Molly said she had something.
Okay, Molly,
No,
fire away.
Aaron, I want to hear what you have to say. I feel like this channel is about empowering designers and even not just designers.
Creative people.
Yeah, creative people to, figure out how to do the business of design, how to charge more for what they're worth, and we just touch on so many things. Like,
Ran out of
Mental
words,
health.
huh?
That was not bad. You were
You were doing great.
I
You were
want to
doing
let me
great.
try it. I
Okay.
think it's to help designers be the best they can be. Really suck all the potential out of you and help you just
and
move
to
up.
fuel you creatively too. That's why we bring on all these people.
I
What?
Hey,
don't know.
why you always invalidate Molly?
I
just
know.
I'm sorry.
No, you can't do that.
I'm sorry.
I hate you, dude. Come on,
Yeah,
man.
I hate you, dude.
All right.
All right.
Okay. So let me try. I think Molly's right. I think Aaron's right too. Because we are many things to many people. And I want to tell you guys what the ultimate goal here is. We want to disrupt the education model as we know it today. I believe that education is the gateway to leveling the playing field for all, regardless of what country you're from, what your religion is, what language you speak. It is education. And education should not be a privilege of the few. It should just be a right, like your right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And I think that's really important. Because right now, believe it or not, the game is stacked against the poor people and it's stacked for the rich people. So the rich people have the best schools to go to. They live in the best neighborhoods. They don't have to worry about where rent money's going to come from, where food's going to come from. If their kids aren't that smart, they hire the best tutors and they get the help. They donate money to the school, so like doors open up for them. And we know that. And we also know then by virtue of that, they have access to the best networks, the social networks. Like people want to go to Harvard because it's a great school, but they also want to go there because their classmates are going to be running companies that they're going to be doing business with. And that's critical. So the ultimate goal here is to try to change the way that we distribute information to empower and enrich the lives of 1 billion people. 1 billion people. That is the goal. And how we do it right now is through this free and readily available platform known as YouTube. But it doesn't have to be here. It can be anywhere. That's the great thing about living in the 21st century in 2017. The platforms in which you can publish your content is, for the most part, widely available and free for you to use. It's very democratic, and I love that. Because all the gatekeepers who used to stand there and say, you're good and you're not good, they're gone. If you're able to build an audience, a community around the things that you believe in, the things that you value, it's a powerful thing. And you can test your own theory. You don't need to get someone to anoint you as good enough. They don't need to say you're a kingmaker, or they don't need to be the kingmaker and say you now are the prince or the king. You get to do this yourself. And so that's what we're really trying to do. Now, it just so happens that we serve the creative community. And the creative community can include everybody on the planet. Because to me, a creative person is someone who just solves a problem with a novel solution. That's it. That's why we have people who come in. It's like, I don't do any design, but I love your channel. And a lot of what we do is work on mindset. And perhaps taking this very rigid concept of who you are and what your belief systems are and just warming it up through a little movement and create some neuroplasticity to kind of get you to stretch a little bit about what you think you can do and what's possible for you. That's what we do.
I agree more with that second part. I don't know about the first part, about the 1 billion people part. I think we talked about that in private one time.
What don't you agree with?
Well, I don't feel like that really motivates me or other people so much. The 1 billion people, it's like, I don't know, it's like a number. But then what you were just saying about helping me be the best I can be, do what I do better sort of thing, that motivates me. Because that's what I want to do. Like my question, that was my question. How do I be better? So I don't know.
All right. Let me tell you why that 1 billion is really important. Because you need to have a big, hairy, audacious goal, a bag, B-H-A-G. And your goals need to be smart. They need to be quantifiable. They need to be measured. So if I just say I want to help people, well, people don't know how big that dream is. So potential investor or a sponsor or partner of ours said, your dream's kind of small. You want to help 10 people. And I want to help 1 billion people. Now they know the scope and the scale of the goal. And actually at some point in our lives, I hope to be able to actually quantify that and say, yeah, we're at 999 million and we're almost at that 1 billion mark. So we can work towards something. Now that could be a goal that lasts much longer than my lifetime. And that's great because whatever legacy I leave behind, whatever organization that's left in the future, they can continue the dream. That's it.
Okay.
All right.
Any more questions, or what are we doing now? Photoshop time?
No, you know what? Although it's called Photoshop, it is now 1 o'clock, and we probably need to take a break.
And then we'll jump into Photoshop.
Yeah, so we'll probably need to retitle this episode in a little bit.
Yeah.
So see, people were saying they appreciate what we do. Molly, can you give me a count? Did anybody become a sustaining member?
And honestly, I only see one person. But
okay, shout them out. Who's that one person?
Radu.
Radu, thank you very much. You're a rad dude.
But I hope I'm wrong. I feel like more people stepped up, and I'm just not seeing it.
Well, you know what? I can check my email. Erica, do not cut to my screen as I fire up my email system.
Someone
someone
asked a good question, Chris.
Okay, before we do that, I want to give something away, Molly. You ready to do that?
Yes, we're ready.
Okay, let's do that.
All right.
What caller are we going to take, Molly?
Caller number 6.
6. Oh, no, we got a bunch of people here. Hold on, Molly.
Okay,
Holy
then
cow.
I'm wrong.
Holy cow. All right. Hold on. I'm seeing the numbers coming in. What time do we go on air? 12 o'clock?
Not on the side.
A little after 12.
Okay. Hold on. Don't cut to my screen.
Okay.
I'm going to read to you guys Look at this. Oh, shoot. It just reloaded again. Give me a second. You guys do some small talk.
Okay, wait, hold on. I'm trying to figure this out.
I'm looking at the time. You don't need to figure out the same
What
thing
are
I'm
you guys
figuring
trying to
out.
figure out?
Don't worry, Molly.
I'm copying
on
and
it.
pasting this question that I like.
Go ahead and read
you?
the question, and Aaron, you can answer it.
Okay. How do you explain things so simply? How do you learn how to do that?
Aaron, answer it.
Yeah, because it's really hard.
That's a good question, though.
I know.
Who asked that question?
Let me see.
Man, they're coming in sharp today, guys.
I know. I'm feeling today.
That's a good question.
It's SSB. There's no name. Just this.
Solid state boys. SSB. Go ahead.
That's a good question.
Aaron, answer it.
How do you answer things simply?
Very
Yeah, that's a
carefully.
good question. I feel like, how do you get to the heart of the issue?
Right.
You know, how do you address the heart of the issue and not like one of the extremities?
So the art of speaking.
This is definitely in Molly's wheelhouse. She's good at speaking
No,
and
I'm
explaining.
struggling this.
Thinking before you speak.
No, Chris, is there a book on this?
There is. Hold your thought. I'm going to read everybody that has
Okay.
joined us as a contributing member. Now, let me just change my window here so that we can see things without revealing anything.
Are we at 50? That's just what I want to know.
Well, let's see. You guys count, okay?
Okay.
All right. I think you can cut to my screen now. It's safe, I think. If you guys see something crazy, just say no. Okay. Omid
No,
Aski became a sustaining member. Thank you very much. Christy Barthélemy became a sustaining member. Thank you. Let me see who else. Craig Gillespie became a yeah, that's about right. Juan Roque became one.
Okay.
And Angel Rosa, thank you very much.
Thank you, Angel.
Casa Small, thank you.
Casa Grande.
Lydia Yang went all in. She just gave us $60 right up front.
Damn.
Whoa.
Thank you,
Yes.
Lydia. Oh, I see her
No,
commenting
thank you to
too.
everyone.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how much you give.
Yeah, you're right.
It's not
Well,
about
no,
that.
she just paid up front.
Okay.
She
Thank
did the
you,
whole
thank
year
you.
in one shot, which we really greatly appreciate. Lara, Alvin Oy, Sandra Vogel,
Okay.
Fuad, Luis Ortega,
We're at
Weigert-
10. We're at 10.
Weigert Jelsma, Dakota Bauer, thank you very much. Mihailo Sobat, Ian McShode, Hassan Babajid. I'm just butchering names. I'm sorry, guys. I apologize. Uriel
okay.
Guandian, Aisha Rukan paid all up front. Thank you very much. Wow. Is this person donating twice? Don't hit submit twice, you guys. Just be careful about that. I don't want to take
Okay.
all your money, just some of it. Okay. Thank you very much. Let's get into the question.
Yeah. How
Ask
do
me
you
again.
answer things simply?
And what was your guess, Aaron?
My guess is you got to start by trying to get to the heart of whatever it is you're talking about. Like, what are you really talking about? And then just talk about that.
Let's run an example.
Good idea.
Yeah.
What's a question that we can ask or has been asked that we can then break down?
Yeah, maybe the guy on the internet that asked this question, what were you talking about? Do you have something specific in mind? But in case he doesn't, Chris, what do you think is something that's hard to talk about in your world?
I don't know. I feel like everything's fairly easy to talk about.
Well,
Right,
that's
'cause
because you're
that's
the
you're good at it.
master at explaining.
That's why I'm saying come up with a question
you
and
don't-
let me
okay.
think about it. Put me
Like
through the
here,
grinder.
someone asked this question. I
Okay.
think it's related. Like, how would you describe to a client, like, what is a brand? How would you describe it like a kid would simply, you know?
Okay, that's a very good question. All right. When you're asked a question that you don't understand or you don't have the answer to, my first piece of advice would be to say, I don't know. That's an excellent question. Rather than make up something, let me think about this. Let me do some research and get back to you. Is that okay? And a lot of people will respect you more if you say that. But it tends to be, especially around guys, when the ego gets over, takes over your body, you start making up stuff. And then you start to lose credibility. So the first thing I would say is, I don't know. Let me look into that. I have no idea. And that's okay. And I know that for a lot of people, like, what? You're going to tell the client or somebody you really respect that you don't know? Yeah, because you'll get more respect if you say you don't know. People tend to walk away and say, that person's not a BSer. I'm going to get the truth from this person. If I don't know a word, I'll just say, hey, what is that word? Okay.
Yeah, like, what does that mean?
Yeah, because I remember in a meeting, it was with Jose, and we're facilitating for one of our clients, Tango, and we're filled with people in the technical space, and my head's spinning around. They're all talking about the same books, Neuromancer, David Gibson, and wherever else. They're just talking about things I haven't read yet. And one of the guys said, oh, yeah, it's a WAG. And they're all like, ha, 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 wags. Or it's a BYOD world, Chris. I'm like, what?
Bring your own dog?
No.
BYOB.
BYOD. And then so I have to ask, guys, you're using all these acronyms and things like that. I don't understand. And I'm sorry to say this, but I'm the guy who's going to help you translate those ideas into normal language for human beings to understand. That's how we got into this mess in the first place. We're using all this jargon that only a few people understand. And what we want to do is be inclusive, not exclusive. People tend to use jargon because they want to say I'm part of a secret club and we all are in the know, except for you're not in the know. So I have to kind of think and process in my mind, like, shoot, do I say like, hey, I'm an idiot, I don't know your terms? Or did I just nod and pretend and then later on like try to look it up? I just said, I don't know those terms, guys. Can you explain that? Sure, sorry about that. A BYOD is bring your own device world. So when people are coming into giant corporations where they have tens of thousands of employees, they want to come in and say, I want to use my iPhone instead of, and not the Google Pixel or whatever. Or I want to bring my Mac and not the PC. So IT directors have to kind of deal with this now that people are demanding that they use their own tech that they're comfortable with. It makes it a lot more complicated. So that's BYOD. A WAG is a way that you bid a project. And it's an acronym for wild ass guess.
Oh.
A WAG. Now you guys know. And then I went to look it up later on that there's a slightly more technical term. It's called a SWAG. A scientific wild ass guess.
These are really great acronyms here.
They are. You know, actually, they're really funny because
they are.
I've walked into a room. Now, the funny thing is, this is very empowering because after that meeting, I'm like, that's okay. I would not use that term, but okay. And then I go into a meeting where there's some technical people and they ask me, how do you bid your projects? And I said, well, we charge to do strategy. And for that, it's going to be somewhere between $30,000 to $50,000. And the rest of the deliverables are just going to be a ballpark guess. Because without knowing what we're building, it would just be a WAG. And so the tech guy laughs, WAG. And I just learned the term like 6 hours before. And everybody else looks at me like, and I said, yes, you guys, I just use the term. I know. I just learned it 6 hours ago. I'm fully transparent. It stands for wild ass guess. And then they all laugh. And so I'm inclusive that way too. So when you don't know something, say, I don't know.
Okay.
Okay. And you'll learn something. Now, to answer your question about branding, I happen to know what branding is, and I used to make it up before. But I like Marty Neumeier's definition of what branding is. Branding is a person's gut feeling about your product, service, or organization. So it's not what you say it is, it's what they say it is. And so I like it when I read something or learn something that is explained so succinctly that a fifth grader can understand it, so that my mom can understand it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the important part of being a great communicator. Okay, you guys, you know what? We're 10 minutes after. This is a strange stream, you guys, because we're going to come back, and I want to tease a little bit about what we're going to do. So let's cut to my screen. Can we cut to my screen? Beautiful. So I want to do a little Photoshop tutorial like we promised, sort of, even though it's AMA. And the Photoshop tutorial, I want to highlight 4 key concepts that will serve you for the rest of your life. When we're talking about photo compositing, photo montaging, or some people like to say photo bashing, and when we say photo bashing, it's just like putting things together, just smashing them together. Not saying that that's an ugly photo, like bashing something. So the first critical skill that you need to learn is called keying. You got to learn how to cut things out. You have to cut things out very efficiently. So if I were training somebody who's going to be my protege, I would just teach them 5 different techniques about how to cut stuff out. Because sometimes you're going to want to use the Smart Wand tool, and sometimes you're going to want to use the pen tool or a layer mask or an alpha channel or something like that. Lots of different ways to cut things out. That's a critical skill. Next up is color correction. You're going to bring in a lot of different elements, and you need to color balance them so that they feel like they're in the same universe. And once you get there, you can actually do the creative stuff. So that's steps 3 and 4. You need to understand something about how light and shadow work, how light wraps around objects if there's a bright light source, how to change the lighting, how to add a rim light, how to throw a proper cast shadow on things.
Ooh,
so they
I'm
don't
excited
look
for that
flat.
part.
And lastly are compositing effects. If you want to use atmospheric perspective by adding air or haze between objects to create the illusion of dimension, you might add in smoke or particles like James did on our last broadcast, where you have like little embers or sparks floating around. So luckily, I have a whole library full of this stuff, and that was one of the questions coming up from the show. What does your asset library look like, Chris? And I'm going to share with you guys. I've never shared it before. So you're definitely going to tune in for that. But first, we got to go to lunch. We'll go to lunch, okay? So I think we're going to talk about this, but I'm going to only focus on a few key skills. So I'm going to show you how to cut stuff out like a mofo. I'm going to show you how to do it because I've cut a lot of things out of my life, including alcohol, wine, and women. No, I'm talking about Photoshop cutting out, okay? So I think that's it for us for this episode, you guys. I think all 485 of you guys who joined in on YouTube, thank you very much for tuning in.
Are we going to reveal what project I'm working on?
No. I was just
When we
teasing.
come back.
Don't worry about that. Don't worry.
Once
And
it's done.
Molly, can we give away something before we get off the air?
Yes, we can.
Let's do that.
All right, let me pull this up. Hold on.
Let me see
Phone
that
number.
number.
Okay, give him the phone number. And Aaron, the phone's on? Here we
Phone's
go,
on.
guys.
What's okay?
Are we on?
It's on.
We're on.
Molly,
So-
you sound panicky.
Because there's a passcode that I
Because
don't
you're
know.
around, Chris.
Are we good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go.
The phone number to call, if you're a sustaining member, if you're just a brand new sustaining member, like right now, you're qualified. You're totally ready to go. Unless you've won something in the last 2 months, okay? Here we go. The phone number is 424-537.
Caller number 6.
Someone's calling right now.
Hang up on that. We're
Hang up
looking for
on them?
caller number 6. That was caller number 1. Just hang up. That's
Do I
one.
say, hey, you're caller number 1?
No, you can tease anybody. You can do
Sorry,
whatever you want.
you're fine.
That's 1. 424.
There's a caller
537.
coming in. Let me do this.
Yeah, give it to Molly.
Fine,
Knows how to
Molly,
operate
do
a
it.
phone. 3377.
So there's so far 2 callers.
2 callers. We're looking for caller number 6 randomly because it's the 6th. No, it's not. 424-537-3377.
Well, it's 116. So there you go.
It's the 15th. Molly. Okay, that's caller number 3, right? We're
Yep.
caller number 3. Let's cut to you guys' camera. Okay.
Caller number 4 just called.
Caller number 4 just called. Molly just hung up on you. Tease number 5. Tell them you're so close yet so far.
Okay. Hello?
Which one do you have to be?
Hello?
Caller 7?
6.
Oh,
you
they
hung
hung up.
Okay. This next call wins.
Next call wins.
Next call wins. And put it on speaker when they call in.
They have to be a member, right?
You have to be a sustaining member. And we'll verify it after the show, guys. And Aaron's just going to talk to somebody. Who are you talking? Is Aaron? Are you calling?
Get Aaron, get off the phone right now.
Dork, Aaron,
you
hang
can't
up.
do that.
It says it's not working. If I win, I get it.
Oh my god.
You know how bad that would be? It's like, congratulations, Aaron Zakelli, you win.
Why are no callers coming in?
Okay, put the phone number back up. Sorry.
Put the phone number.
424-537-3377. Did you do something funny with the phone, Molly?
No. Besides Aaron calling it right next to me.
You sure?
Yeah.
424-537-3377.
Just got one more.
One more. It's just get across the finish
The
line.
next one.
Well, while we're waiting for that person to call, let's go to my screen. So Molly has selected this image for me to cut out. It's a pretty straightforward image, and she wanted to give me something really difficult. We went through 100 images, and this is what we came up with. So the problem with this is we have some hair. It's very shallow depth of field, so you can see on these edges here as I'm tracing with my mouse here, it's hard to define. So this one's going to be a little tricky, you guys.
It's all going to voicemail.
That's what they're saying.
Yeah.
Well, Molly, how did you F it up?
I didn't.
What's the passcode? I'll fix it.
It's not working.
What's the passcode on this phone, Chris?
I'm not going to say it on air.
Maybe
Oh.
too many people are calling at once.
No, it was ringing just a second ago.
Wait, why can't you say the passcode on air?
Can you just type it to me?
How do I type it to you? Molly? If she cuts my screen, bring the phone in here, you guys.
Text me. Just
All right,
text me.
Here.
All right.
You want me to text you, Aaron?
You
No,
can text
I'm
me.
coming. I'm coming.
Then just give it to me.
Molly's coming.
All right. Molly, bring it over here. It's a live show, you guys. It's okay. It's totally okay. Just don't trip over anything.
You know what's not okay is I just opened up my laptop and the mouse is like, it won't click. That's not okay.
You guys saw that? Okay. Don't worry about voicemail, you guys. The phone is working. You can hold it up to the camera. What's wrong? No, I don't need the voicemail. I'm not trying to set up voicemail. I don't want any voicemail on that. I don't want 100 voicemail.
But I don't know why it's not working. Like, I don't know why we're not getting any calls.
Okay, I'll call myself right now. I'll test it, okay? Let me test it with my face
I just
here.
tested it with mine. It didn't work.
I don't know what happened, you guys. What do we do now, Molly?
What do you mean? What happened?
I don't know. It was working. If you guys broke it, it's not my problem. Hold on, guys. Okay, let's bring up the phone number again, because I don't know my own phone number. 424-537-3377. Let's call.
Is not available. Please try again later.
Yeah.
What?
All right, guys.
Is it because
I tell
too
you
many
what.
people are calling?
Something happened. Okay, you guys, you know what? Okay, go ahead and cut back to me. All right, guys. We'll figure out this glitch. We'll give something away. Don't worry. We'll take care of this. We're just not going to take care of this right now. Okay? We'll go to lunch. We'll come back. We'll figure out our technical problems, and we're going to give some stuff away. Okay? So here's the screen. Let's go. We're going to take you guys out. We'll be right back. Okay? Here's the dark song.